How do you sum it up, Ross? That's how we usually start. You sum it up.
Yeah. Look, I thought we took a step forward. We're pretty aggressive with our run and our use. It was pretty open game once we got it out of the sort of clearance area, if that makes sense. So, but still at half time, there was some stuff we wanted to work on, like 50 stoppages and so on. But I think in the end we really ended up right on top, and 2-9 in the last and 20 entries. So there was a bit to like. We started to do some things better in the second half. I'd lived in our front half. That's what we're after a bit more. So, yeah, I thought it was a step forward.
Do you get annoyed with the last quarter then to not finish it off even, 2-9 instead of more goals, for instance? Or
Well, simply you would like 9-2, hold a couple of marks, but gee, you can't. 20 entries and 2-9, excuse me, chocolate arm, and 2-9. I don't think you can complain too much. If you keep doing that, it was pretty. And the rain come and they couldn't get their boots changed, and so there's a bit of slipping and sliding, but it was a very positive performance. At the end of the day, we're playing another AFL team that's been quite competitive, and even on entries, but I think we dominated entry, dominated shots on goal, so I think we'll take it and move on, and we've got a big challenge next week against Richmond.
Yeah. Just before we come to that, how do you sort of sum up using your 3 tools again tonight?
I haven't thought about it. I thought it was fine. We liked it.
And potentially then persist with it to try and settle it? Using the 3 tools?
Yeah, you'd have to give me time to go and assess it and check in with my coaches. But on the surface, I think the overall performance was really positive.
How did you see?
Look, Taberner looked really dangerous earlier. I thought John Griffin really contributed in their arc and around the ground forward. Took some pressure off Main in the air. He was able to get to work a little bit. I thought Walters, obviously Balaton hurt his shoulder. We'll get that assessed. And Pav looked a bit... there was less load on Pav in the air, wasn't there? And he's had 6 shots on goal. So, I think there's a bit to like.
Just on Ballantyne, he came back on, played another quarter. Does that indicate it might not be too serious?
Yeah, well, we don't know, really. I mean, shoulders, they can look terrible, but you can sort of gather yourself and get going. So they'll scan him Monday, I think. They always give it 24 hours. And then, but he's pretty sore. He's tough. He was happy to keep playing. You know what he's like. But sometimes you've got to take responsibility to look after the athlete as best you can. And Crosby's really ready to go. He's been in pretty good form. So we thought it was a win-win in the end. Look after Hayden and then get Hayden on.
Just trying to assess what did take place during the second term with Hayden. It looked as though there was some intention for him to try to keep going. And come half time, do you have to sort of make a hard call? Did you tell him he wasn't going back on?
The doctor said he can keep playing, and he wanted to keep playing. But someone's got to look after him, and that's the decision I made, to look after him.
How late would you wait till next week, do you think, to see if he plays against Richmond?
Look, just to reiterate, we'll get a scan and update you.
Nat had some strapping on that corky, obviously.
Yeah.
Cop last week. You were happy with him going into the game. How do you think he got worked through that?
Yeah, no one told me the cork was an issue. It was strapped. He took a while to get going during the week, and he couldn't kick more than 30 metres for a fair bit. But he's pretty tough, Nat. He played. He got a close tag again tonight. I thought he worked through it. We'll get better as a team supporting him. I thought it was okay. I think we need to do more. I think there's been some great teams that support. I thought Geelong in their period was super at supporting Ablett, so that's okay. Like Ryan Crowley used to go to tag, but he used to come off black and blue. So if you're going to play on Nathan, you should come off black and blue.
Stephen went behind the ball, as he's done a few times this year. Are you looking to use him in that manner?
In a half-back role?
Yeah,
so he had an opponent. It wasn't an extra defender. Yeah, so he went to half-back. We like him there. He's exciting there. We'll continue with that. Yeah, it gives us good flexibility. I think he's in pretty good nick.
How far short do you think you are, of the top 40 you played in that first 8 weeks of the season?
Yeah, I've got no idea, to be honest. How do you measure what that was? I thought it's hard to sort of compare, do you know what I mean? Because it's so long ago. But I think we'll all know it when we see it. Are we quite see? I think there's some really good signs tonight, though.
You want a high tackling team in the way that you defend in the first 8 rounds, but you've had 83 tonight. Yeah. Was that something you really focused on, given what happened with the tackle count last week? Or?
Yeah, it wasn't a super one. We wanted to be aggressive in everything we did. Defence, contest and use, and I thought we did that. And the byproduct of that is tackling strongly. So it was significant. Particularly the third quarter, we really got after them.
With how Fyfe's being sort of manned up now, and even last week it seemed at times 2 guys going to him. Was tonight's intention to get him a little bit further away from the ruck contest? He just seemed to be a bit broader.
No,
There's nothing to
not that I'm aware
no
of.
need to sort of find some flexibility in how you use Nathan?
I think we have got flexibility. I think we use him forward, we use him on a wing, and we use him inside. So, yeah, it's part of his development. He needs to move around, and he's doing that. He's aware of that. Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into the mix. So he's only a really young man, isn't he? So when you look at Hodge and Mitchell, what they've been through over a long period, they're like 31, aren't they, or something? Nathan's 23, so he'll develop all his repertoire. But you can't buy that. You need to work through it.
Does Lockie Neal get enough recognition, do you think? I mean, again, he's one of your best, but does
By
he,
who?
by the industry, I suppose, by us. Does he get recognised enough by playing alongside such big names as Fife and Mundy and Hill?
With respect, it's not me to make that judgment. That doesn't interest me. What the industry says, we pick him, we value him, we pay him. So you can...
What did you think of his game tonight then?
What did I think of his game? I thought it was steady. I didn't think it was anything brilliant.
What about Chris Main's game tonight? What did you think of his game?
Yeah, no, I know he got some goals. I thought it could have been better. I thought he did a couple of basics he could have done better. Dropped some marks, didn't back off, but he kicked a couple of nice goals, went down back. We're growing him down back. I thought he contributed, gave Luke a rest. So, yeah, no, we like where he's growing, but, yeah, we'd like to use him on a wing a little bit more as well. Yeah, I thought it was a step forward. But I think Chris reflected the team. I think it was a strong performance without being anything brilliant.
Ross, did it feel like a turning point at all tonight? Are you hoping it's a turning point?
Well, I think there's, again, I mean, they're a pretty good team, Hawthorn. Everyone talks about they've got the wood on us, and they're a pretty good team. I think they've had the wood on everyone for a fair while. Do you know what I mean? So, but we've beaten them, we've been close with them. But we like to write our own story. And what that means is go out and play and win, and you take care of what's written. So, but even when we're winning, they weren't emphatic wins, so you leave yourself open. But as I said, it all depends what you want to write. All we can do is go out and play. So I thought if you go 60 entries to 35, how many shots we have? 32.
Probably a few rushed.
Yeah, 3 rushed.
30 to 30.
With their, yeah, so it's a pretty healthy performance at AFL level, like 60 entries to 35, 30 shots. Is it 30? Yeah, roughly. I'm not being cute, to 13. It's a pretty strong performance. So, but we also know that, you know, Richmond are a really massive challenge at the MCG. So we're excited about that. We can't wait to get on the plane. They knocked us over here. We understand what they'll bring to the table, and it's a big challenge, but you can't sneak around in league football. You have to earn your position, and tonight we banked 4 points, take a step forward. I think anyone's been watching us, anyone's been writing anything, I think you can write things that are a little bit more positive, but at the end of the day, that's not how I measure myself.
Is it good to make the Tigers so soon? It's only 7 weeks since you played.
Well, I think it's just quirks of the draw, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it hurts us. When do they play?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so we get a day on them. It's exciting, you know. The season's rapidly coming to the back third, moving on. But you just see Geelong beat Bulldogs. It's hard to win. How many games we lost for the year? I think it's... Yeah, so it's 2. So if you had have written that story for me pre-season and said this is what's going to be, Ross, I think, yeah, you're in good shape, the Dockers. You're a chance to keep improving your footy from here. But we know the challenges keep coming, you know.
Ross, how happy are you with the back six, given Zach Dawson came back in the waffle today?
Yeah, and Alex Silvani played in the 2s just to build some confidence in his hammy. Look, we're fortunate. I thought Alex Pearce grew again tonight. You know, in that team, we've got all our draftees from when I first come to the club 4 years ago, which is Sutcliffe, Crosier, Sheridan and Neil. And then there's Spur. Then there's Taberner, who's a third-year tall, who's a rookie pick, 196. Then you've got Alex Pearce, that was a... What was he? Pick 35 or something, playing key defender, 196. So it tells us if we get the right talent attitude for the door that we can grow them and bring them in. And Lockie Weller and Ed Langdon were 2 of the emergencies. And Mundy had been a bit crook with gastro, so I got the call this morning he was going to play. Otherwise, Lockie would have played. So, yeah, there's some good signs in the development area. And we're thrilled with that. So we just need to keep improving and growing our players. Yeah, and Alex Pearce will be under some pressure now because Dawson and those guys are coming back. So it's good for us.
Just a quick clarification on Fife. Was there any stage through the week where you thought he might not get up?
No, never. People don't miss with corks unless they're severe. They did nowadays, didn't they? Because we go to have a few drinks, fall asleep in front of the heater, and they'll calcify. But these blokes are pros, so they don't have to worry about it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,